This just might be the final Ishizu Tearlaments video that I post on this channel because I really think that after the World Championship qualifiers, this deck will be hit quite severely with the next Master Duel ban list that I think will drop after the WCQ is over. You can see from our match history here, we've been absolutely killing it with about an 85% win rate, 3 losses in the past 20 matches. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of these duels before we say farewell to the WCQ and Ishizu Tearlaments, in my opinion. Okay, I wanted to start with this match because I wanted your opinion on whether or not you think that this is a bot. I saw a video from DK saying that, you know, these kind of FTK decks that use the, I forget what the names of all the cards are, but it starts off with the Utopia cards to rank up, and then it goes into like an OTK combo with like Mystic Walk or something. I've actually faced that in the ladder and lost turn 1 to it, and I actually forgot how the deck works, so I make a huge misplay here by trying to imperm like this thing, because I'm like, yeah, I'll stop like all 3 effects. But then I didn't read it, knowing that it can just like quick effect detach and then Xyz material itself off, so that it dodges the imperm. So that was a huge misplay, and I potentially lost the game because of this. You'll have to wait and see what happens at the end. But yeah, let me know, is this a bot? When I was going through this match, the guy was taking forever to make every single play. I'm surprised they didn't time out. So to me, it indicates that it was like a bot, like calculating each play. And I was actually surprised that they were able to counteract my play so well. We do have them under Max C, though. Unfortunately, I did let them get 2 free special summons before I realized what was going on. And then I'm like, oh, it's the OTK thing. Let me Max C. And, you know, up in this rank, like the Duelist level max, whatever, you don't really see, like, these cards. Like, this is not a real deck. This is, you know, that's why I'm thinking, like, this has to be a bot, right? So, yeah, I mean, at this point, you know, under Max C, they're going to continue to try to go for their combo. They go for something interesting, though. This is not, I've never seen this before. They go for a Diabolsis, which obviously wants to attach the material to banish, like, my Kit Kalos, I'm guessing. So maybe it was a real player. I don't know. But, you know, again, it just seems really weird. So we do have a Grave Shuffler, thankfully, and we are going to be able to prevent the attachment of the rank up spell. That will give the Diabolsis the ability to detach and banish any card from my extra deck face down, which would most likely be the Kit Kalos. So of course, after the mandatory trigger effects, we are now going to go ahead and chain the Mudora to banish, and then they activate DD Crow, targeting the Yugioh. So again, this is not like high rank play. Like this person, if this was a real person, you would know, why would you DD Crow the Yugioh? It's not negating anything, right? So I don't know. To me, it seemed like a bot, but again, let me know what you think. So everything's going to resolve. It's going to be funny what's going to happen here. So we end up getting 1 card out, and we pitch. Did we pitch yet? No, we're going to pitch right now. But the Kaleido is going to attempt to spin back this Utopia, whatever. I don't even know what this is called. Can this name scroll? Dragonair? What is this, Pokemon? Jeez. Anyways, he has this card, which is this is absolutely nuts what happens here. It's just like, I don't understand if this is a bot account. How do they always have answers to like whatever you're trying to do? So they go into this Kali Yuga, which negates everything on the field. So both my Rhino and my Kaleido Heart are both negated, so this card ends up staying on the field. So of course they have that extension. They bring out this card for absolutely no reason. They attach the ZW Tornado Bringer and then just pass turn. So the only interruption they have is the quick effect to detach 2 materials and special summon a number monster from their deck, and then this thing has a quick effect to destroy all spells and traps by detaching a material. So we're not going to play any spells and traps. And again, everything I was doing, because they had their toggle on or something, like, and this is a quick effect and this is a quick effect, so it was taking forever for them to decide, are they going to respond and then pass back to me. It was super frustrating. And again, just kind of making me think that it's a bot. So they bring out the Hope Harbinger, and you know, we do special summon the Keldo after pitching the Keldo itself, because we had 2 in the opening hand. And then the opponent, I didn't even see, I guess they got this off of my Yugioh Mill or something. They got another hyper rank up magic that they're going to attach to the Hope Harbinger, which would be a problem because it means it gains the effect that they can detach a material when I declare an attack to redirect the attack towards it. So, you know, we can still play around it. We can suicide the Kaleido and then go still make a Zeus play. But, you know, we're just going to go ahead and shuffle that material back. It says for the card that's in the graveyard, so I could have DD Crow'd it and banished it instead, but I didn't want to take the risk that it still resolves and attaches in the banish pile. I was like, I'm not going to get OTK'd by this guy. I'm going to go into the Zodiac Borbo, and I'm going to go for Zeus. Didn't even realize that this card had a second effect, so I'm really not reading the cards. Well, I'm reading the ones that matter, I guess you could say. But this thing lowered the Kaleido attack to 0. but it doesn't matter because the Borbo connected, and now we're going to be able to go into Zeus. They have nothing to negate the Zeus, so we are going to full send everything and revive Kaleido, and then we're going to be able to play in main phase 2. The opponent is on 1 card, everything in the graveyard is, or everything on the field is now sent to the graveyard. They have no activatable effects in the graveyard at this point, so now we are going to go full combo main phase 2. And you already know, if you were paying attention, you saw the Cyberstein got milled. We are going to set up an unbreakable board. You need either Super Poly, Dark Ruler no more, or Forbidden Droplet, and you have no resources to use with Forbidden Droplet, and you have no resources to use with Dark Ruler anyway. So we're basically setting up an unbreakable board no matter what you do. So GG's to you. And again, those cards, they don't even solve the whole problem. You need like Dark Ruler with cards to play against me. So we set up the full like unbreakable board going second. The elf pointed to Exterio, can't be targeted. Exterio negates all spell and traps. Cyberstein was banned today in the TCG for this reason exactly, because Super Heavy Samurai in the TCG can turbo out Stein and then bring out Naturia Exterio, which is just super ridiculous because you have like 5 negates on board, Appaloosa, Baron, etc., and then you have Naturia Exterio negating all spells and traps, like literally unbeatable. You need, again, Dark Ruler no more. But anyways, moving on. So the special summon negate in the Rukalos, we've got a Zeus send that we would never use, but we could if we wanted. We've got Kaleido, spin back if Aqua is sent to the graveyard, I believe. Or for Aqua monster sent to your graveyard by card effect, yeah, you can target 1 card your opponent controls, shuffle it into the deck. So yeah, super powerful. We got the Sulic negate, which we can send Rukalos or Kaleido off, which will trigger their effects to come back and trigger additional effects on the Kaleido. We've got Imperm for a monster negate. We've got Scream to mill. We've got Crime Omni negate. Like, yeah, I'm just gonna let this wrap up now because, hey, I didn't know bots would resign. I thought they would attempt to play or just pass turn. So let me know, was this a bot or not? I don't know. All right, continuing the going second run. This was my next match up in the Duelist Cup or World Championship Qualifiers, whatever. And interestingly enough, yeah, we're facing up some Goaty, which is interesting. I'm going to go ahead and Imperm this, though. I think I may be shotgunning my Imperms a little too much on these decks that I don't know what they do. Obviously, if I'm facing a deck that I know what it does, I know where to Imperm. But these decks, I'm just like, let me just stop the combo. I don't want them to set up anything. I know that this card will come back and they'll synchro during my turn. And I actually was mid-match, was looking up on Master Duel meta, like, what is the Synchro 6? And it was the card that when it's Synchro Summon, it can banish a fish, which I imagine will then further extend their combo. But we're just going to play as normal for now. And our Sharon does mill pretty good because we get a Rhino, a Shuffler, and an Yugioh for mills, which is fantastic. But the Goaty deck also benefits off mills, and I should have shuffled back this card, but I didn't, so that was a misplay on my part. Because again, I don't know what this deck does, and I don't know like they have options in their hand that can trigger. So off of the Yugioh, we do get some good triggers off here. So yeah, this is what I mean. So they're able to bring out this card by banishing some cards from their graveyard in hand, which will then trigger both this card's effect and the Zep effect. But we also get Sulic, Sharon Fusion, another Shuffler, and that's pretty good for our end as well. We haven't used our normal summon yet either. So yeah, I don't know this matchup, but I know Goaty banishes my stuff. So especially if they bring out the boss monster, right? So that's a problem. This card, I'm not really too worried about. It targets 1 card on the field, which I should have had my toggle on and I didn't, because I brought up Mud Dragon specifically over the Kit Kalos, because I'm like, oh, let me just call Dark, then, you know, they can't target my Sharon, so when it leaves the field it gets banished. They have to target like Rhino or Scream, and you know, Rhino's getting banished anyways when it leaves the field, so it doesn't matter. Regardless though, if they target a monster, I can just use it as Xyz material to prevent it getting banished anyways, right? So we send Havness off of the Rhino, and we're going to trigger the Havness Fusion. They trigger the Shade, and I didn't have my toggle on, so I guess I didn't have the ability to prevent the targeting. Or this is a trigger effect, then I couldn't activate this anyways. I'm not 100% sure. I don't really remember what happened. It looks like they are trigger effects, so maybe having the toggle on wouldn't have made a difference anyways. So yeah, we're going to go ahead now and resolve the Chain Link. The Havness is going to bring out Kit Kalos, which is going to trigger here. And then the Zep is going to trigger, which is a monster on the field. So we're going to trigger our Havness in hand. And then final Chain Link, trigger the Mud Dragon to call Dark to prevent any targeting of the Kit Kalos. But it doesn't matter. They're going to go ahead and Synchro Summon into the White Aura Whale. They opt not to use the effect to send. I'm pretty sure they could have, but they opt not to. I definitely would have destroyed everything, because I've already used 2 fusion names at this point, right? I've used, what, Sharon and Havness, and I just milled the Merly. So I don't know why you wouldn't opt to use the White Aura Whale here. We're going to use Heartbeat, bring back the Sulic, and we're also going to use Merly here. So They're going to go ahead and synchro again with the paces. And yeah, they just get rid of their white aura whale. And they're going to attempt to go into Goaty the Deep Beyond. So this is the card that banishes my whole field. So this is probably why they didn't use the white aura whale to destroy all my monsters, because why destroy them when you can just banish everything? But of course, we're going to go ahead and resolve our fusion now. And what are we going to go into? Without a doubt, Dragos Tapalia. Because when you trigger this effect, on the next new chain link now, we are going to chain quick effect Dragos Tapalia, target it to negate. And that will save our whole field. And we still have our battle phase, so we're likely going to just go for game here. And the opponent realizes it, and they scoop it up. So, didn't know what the hell I was doing, but somehow it worked out. And we were able to beat that Goaty deck going second. So, GG's. And I think that's going to wrap it up for this video, though, guys. Again, I am going on vacation, so this might be my last video for the next couple days. You know, between you and I have a laptop, but I might be posting some raw matches without editing because I don't have editing software on that laptop. I don't know. I'll figure it out on vacation, but keep that between us. Anyways, that's going to wrap it up for this video, guys. Quantum is out.